Hey guys, this is Julian with Julian Tech Reviews, and we're here with another exciting full review of a cell phone that is from a company that is budget friendly, and I think you're going to like it. This one is the Motorola Moto G 2026. And we're going to get the full detailed review of it, my impressions, the look and the feel. But before we get into that, if you could please like, subscribe this channel, we greatly appreciate it. Thank you for all the love and support. But without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into it. So we have one of three phones that came out this year on the line of the Moto G series. And this one is the Moto G, no additional name. There's the Moto G Power, the Moto G Play, and then I have the one in the middle. Now, we are living in the world of Apple, Samsung, Google, and that's great. I love it. The prices are getting ridiculous. I think Motorola is one of the most overlooked Android phone companies in the world, hands down. They've quietly and consistently rolled out solid budget-friendly phones, including some really nice flip phones like the Moto Razr and then the budget-friendly version of that. So Motorola definitely knows its target market, and I think this is a phone that you should definitely look out for. Now, as I mentioned before, there's three Motorola phones that came out this year: the Motorola Power, the Motorola G, and the Moto G Play. Now, the Moto G Play is the lowest on the tier, and it is considered the budget king. And it basically gives you a more affordable, it gives you only the essentials. It has like less RAM. It has HD plus screens. It's best for users needing basic, reliable phone for calls, text, lightning, browsing, big battery life, on a tight budget. And then you have the Moto G Power, which is, top tier. That is extended battery life, more advanced features. It has faster charging. It has full HD plus on the screen, IP water resistance, big RAM, and this is basically for those heavy users, those streamers and gamers who prioritize battery durability and then other premium features. And this one I have today, it is basically the balanced choice. It's the balance between those two phones, and you get a really good value at $200, I believe, in my opinion. And you get more RAM than Play, and you get step ups with better 5G, better displays, and it is just best for a general user wanting to have 5G experience with better media consumptions and a solid all-around experience without a premium cost. Because I do have, the OnePlus 15, and that one's $1,000. So you just reduce that $800. And we're going to dive into this phone to see if we're really needing that $800 to have a solid phone this year. So that's basically the difference between all of them. Now let's just talk about a few specs when it comes to the Moto G 2026 here. Now it's $199. It comes in two colors, and it comes in a Pantone Catalina Orchid, which is like a reddish purple, and then it comes in a Pantone Slipstream, which is more so a blue-gray. Now, one of the key features that it does have, it has this vegan leather back here, so it gives you that blue-grayish effect here. So those are just the two colors that it comes with. So not bad for a mid-budget friendly phone, but let's go ahead and dive into all the specs. So this did come out in 2025 November. It released in December. So the dimensions, it is 202 grams or 7.13 ounces. It has a glass front, which is Gorilla Glass 3. It has a silicone polymer, aka it has a eco leather back, and it has a plastic frame all around, which has this cool metallic effect here, and all around the camera cutouts as well. It is water repellent, so not necessarily IP rating or whatnot, so I wouldn't dip this into any water or whatnot. Okay, and let's talk about display. It is an IPS LCD, has a 120 hertz refresh rate with 1,000 nits of peak brightness. It is 6.7 inches across the body, and it has 720 by 1604 pixels or a 20:9 ratio. And it comes with the platform of Android 16, and it comes with a chipset of a MediaTek Dimensity 6300. And it comes with a GPU of a Mali G57 MC2, octa-core CPU, and then it has a slot a dedicated slot for a micro SD card, so for expanded memory, and that'll be right here on the side, right there. And it does include an internal RAM, 4.4 gigabytes of RAM, and 128 gigabytes of storage. So you can expand that along with this. And it does come with a triple camera setup here. So we got, a dual camera setup. So we got 50 wide megapixel, and then we have a 2 megapixel macro. So it does have PDAF, so it has autofocus, LED flash, HDR, and it does come with video capturing capabilities up to 1080 with 30 frames per second. And then the same with the single shooter on the front facing camera. So it does have 32 megapixel wide angle camera with up to 1080p with 30 frames per second. It has a loudspeaker, and yes, it does come with a headphone jack. And we're back. So not only are you getting a budget friendly phone, but you're getting some of the old features that we used to get back in the day, back in my day. And it does come with the GPS, Galileo. It comes with NFC, so that's really key. It comes with USB Type-C 2.0. And it does have a side-mounted fingerprint, so not necessarily on the screen, which is here. And it has a accelerometer, a gyro, a proximity, compass, barometer. The battery type, it has a 5200 milliamp battery. It has 30 watts of wired charging. And that's pretty much it for the specs. So you're getting all that for $199. Now, with the specs being read, it sounds similar to the Moto G 2025 because Motorola's been doing this for a while. So we're going to talk about what specifically has changed, because these phones come out all the time, and we are going to determine if these phones are worth the upgrade or you should keep where you're at right now. Well, there's good news about the Moto G 2026. There's a lot of key upgrades because it's trying to compete with the Googles and the Apples and the Samsungs of the world, and don't want to be left far behind. So let's talk about just about 5 or 6 new key upgrades that you're going to get with the 2076 version if you're considering it. So the design has been upgraded with a soft vegan leather. It has it does have an IP52 water repellent coating, and it includes a Gorilla Glass 3. So it includes a new Pantone color, which is the Catalea Orchid Pink. So it's like a reddish pink, even though I did get this upstream or whatever this is called, that's kind of like a gray Pantone. It does have a 6.7 inch or 6.8 in full HD, with the bezel around it, thereabout. So it does come with a huge upgrade with 120 hertz refresh rate and then 1000 nits of peak brightness. So essential upgrade to keep your phone going during the day. You want to be able to see it. And the camera has a 50 megapixel main camera sensor with autofocus, and it includes a 2 megapixel macro, and then it has all enhanced they're all enhanced by the AI features. So that's also included with the camera. Now, performance wise, the Dimensity chip that I mentioned, the 6300, it has a boost, a RAM boost, a virtual RAM, which makes it smoother for multitasking while you're running Android 16, which takes a lot of energy from your phone and a lot of data intense tasks that you got lined up for your phone. And then it includes, for the first time, NFC. So you do have NFC. You can turn that on, and you can do that for tap payments, quick sharing. And also the battery has been upgraded with turbo power charging, which you would have to get, the brick charger to turbo boost this thing. So you are getting that. The software, obviously you get Android 16 with the Google Gemini integration. And then the headphone jack, it is back. So you get the wire audio, and you get all that for $200. I'm going to stress that the $200 price tag for this phone is worth it alone. So that's just cool. You're going to get all that for this particular phone, and you are not going to regret it. All right, so enough with that. I did an unboxing, so I'm just going to show you, it's pretty much, the phone, and it comes with a charging cable, which I have plenty of those, a USB-C to USB-C cable. So that's pretty much it. I've unboxed it. I've already put my data in to be able to, do this full review. Gonna have to do that. So let's go ahead and dive into the world of the Moto G 2026 with a fingerprint opening. Now, not only do you have this fingerprint sensor, but you do have face unlock, and it works like a charm. And I could just show you. Very simple, very easy. So while we're on the look and feel, my first impression of the phone once I got it open, I'm not necessarily, the size is just amazing. It is fitting in to the normal, 6.7 inch screen, and it is wonderful to look at. Now, as you go into the settings, and I like to go into all the settings and, get the biggest, baddest display features in there. So I usually go into the colors, make it vivid. I do hyper smooth, get all of the 120 hertz refresh rate with that. And then I do color contrast. I really don't mess with that as much. And that's pretty much it, just to get my, smoothness meter going. And I'll tell you, for a phone that's $200, I mean, it is definitely holding your own. Sometimes, like when we do these reviews, coming from, some of the most smoothest displays with 120 hertz refresh rate with a crazy chipset, like Snapdragon, things like that. So when I go somewhat down to this level, sometimes I have to temper my expectations when it comes to this. But with that being said, I haven't really had any issues, with the smoothness of it. It's just not going to run as smooth as a $1,000 phone that you get from Google, Apple, or Samsung. But for what it's worth, it does get the job done, and I really respect Motorola for that. And especially, you're going to charge me only $200. Now, let's look at some of the sidebars. So they say this is kind of like a plastic metal look here, metallic blue, metallic, the color scheme, and it is really nice. The vegan leather is, really soft, and it virtually has no scratches on here. So that's pretty cool. And you probably want to get a case that's clear and you can, really see that vegan leather. And I mean, all of my apps pretty much work. I have no issues with that. The buttons, I mean, you do have, your power button on the side, like typical Android behavior, volume rockers here. And then the cool thing about it is you can expand your storage. So you can put, 2 gigs, 2 terabytes, whatever, to make the storage work for you. And it does have that additional virtual RAM. And then you got this cool headphone jack. So you're just not going to, lose anything, and you're getting the full bang for your buck with this mid-budget friendly phone. So that's cool. And let's talk about the notifications. So one thing I like about Motorola, they're very unique when they put their skin over Android, Google's Android version. And one of the cool things I like about it, and they have this on the Razr as well, that you can basically either have your notifications, up top. Give me a second. Up top here. But if you have too many of them, they'll be available down here, and you can kind of scroll through each one of these notifications. You can clear them all by pulling it all the way to the right and hitting that clear all button, or you can just do it individually by selecting one of the bubbles, and it'll show you which ones you're selecting. This is a very neat feature, and I use this a lot. You can just scroll through the timeline, and I think OnePlus or Samsung should adopt this kind of feature, because it does get kind of busy when you're looking at messages and notifications. Case in point, here's my OnePlus 15 right here, and if I just slide it down here, I mean, it's just a lot of notifications, even though they're grouped, which is in the new Android. That's pretty cool, but you're just gonna have to fight through it. Well, with Motorola, you can just go ahead and select which subject that you want, and then you can look at it or not, and you can even clear it from there. So I just think that's very cool when it comes to the Moto G. Now let's talk about photos. Now, photos are pretty simple. You can, double click the power button and get to the photo menu very quickly. And I have a couple of photos and videos to kind of show you what this camera can do. And once again, I had to temper my, expectations because it's not going to be like one of the craziest, footage you ever seen in your life. And it does lag sometime because of, the power consumption of that Dimensity chip. However, it does produce quality photos. It does have zoom, not quite as the, telephoto zoom for 100 yards away, but for what you get here, you're getting quality photos, and you can just take a look at those right here, and we'll be back, and let me know what you think in the comments below. All right, and let me know what you think about those photos once again in the comments below. Now, this is my favorite segment of the review. When I do Motorola phones, they have the proprietary software, proprietary apps, and I particularly love their Moto app. I mean, it is amazing. They do have other Moto apps as well, like Family Space, Moto Unplug, Games, Moto Secure, but my favorite is going into the Moto app. Now, initially, when you launch it, which I think you should when you first get on the phone platform, and you're trying to personalize all of your phone at once, you should definitely click that button. So this basically gets you to all the customization that you want in one little place. So as you can see, they say, do more with Moto. So let's just go through a few of the personalizations and gestures and tips and all that. So let's talk about personalization. So here, you can choose your custom colors, fonts, and more. So right here, you can, change your lock screen. You can change your themes, and they have some pre-selected colors here. So we're just gonna do a quick, update. So you're gonna get notification themes the same color, and then this is going to be cool. The fonts you can change to make it look more personalized, and then the icon shape you can change that to like a teardrop or something like that. And the lock screen, the clock face, you can change that. You can change the position of where you want your notifications styles to be. You could do a list. So if you're a traditionalist and like the list, you could do it that way. You could do the chip, or you could do the bubble. I've been doing the bubble. I think that's the best in my opinion. So you can do that. Add a city if you like. So you have to turn on your location permission. And once you do that, it's available. You can select and change your display size and make it bigger, bolder. The layout, you can, change that to however many apps you want to fill on this 6.8 inch screen. So you can do that. Update your sounds. So all of your notifications, ringtones, notification, alarm, all of that. And then you could do your, dark mode, transition, whatever. Do all this right here on the personalization screen. So we worn that one out. Let's go to the next one. So they do have one that's called gestures. And I suggest you really go into this and look at each one of these gestures because they are fun, crucial, and they make your life real easier. So you can do the quick launch where you can, double tap to get the quick launch menu. And they give you like a little animation to help you understand. So you can double tap and you can try it out as well. Quick capture. So that's one of my favorites. So you could just do this and it goes right to the camera. It's my favorite. Trust me. Look at my videos on Motorola because I do love that feature. All right, let's look at some more gestures. So the flashlight on. Just shake it up and down. There you go. Flashlight's on. And then turn it off. Flashlight off. And you got the 3-finger screenshot. So that's a staple. You can try that out on your own. You got the lift to unlock. Okay, so you can unlock your device by picking it up and looking at it. So that's the face unlock. You have the flip to do not disturb. I don't have that on because I don't care for that. And then pick up the silence. So if your phone's going crazy, you just pick it up and then silence. Simple enough. And then you have your swipe split. Now, historically, I've been trying to use this swipe split for the longest because it does have multitasking. However, I never really get how to use it. So I'm gonna just try it one more time on here. So apparently you're supposed to go this way real quick. Oh, it works. How about that? So I'm gonna pick, let's say my email, and then boom, just a quick little gesture to get, your multitask window and things like that. So that's pretty cool. And it's in the same thing that we selected earlier. So it does work. The gestures do work. All right, so back to the next level. So you can go here, you can actually see the menu here. We have play, so this one is for your games. You could do the media controls, using the slider there. So you can go ahead and turn that on while you're playing your games. Dolby Atmos, the best sound, for this phone. You can go ahead and do that. Go to the custom profiles, make smart adjustments, all of the above. And that's that. If you enjoy those games, you have the menu for tips. If you're new to Moto, like I was, I use this to kind of, make my way through it. Gives you, what's new in Android, 16, all the above. You got getting started, shortcuts. You got the Moto Essentials, which is great. And then you have learn how to take the best photos. It has a macro mode, which is excellent. It has a gesture selfie mode, and you can see it from both sides with dual capture mode. Amazing. You got Moto Secure, so if you want to treat this phone like Fort Knox, you can set everything up to your liking with security with Moto Secure. And then last but not least, that fancy display. So the lock screen, self-explanatory. You go in there, you can make all of those adjustments, display options, jump to lock screen, when you double tap in screen mode, put phone to sleep, display to sleep, all that. And you can go to attentive display, which I like to do. So I pick it up and it'll start turning on. And they give you these nice little models where you can, show your best features there. So that, my friends, is what the Moto app does. So I would suggest you keep this on your home screen, lock screen. And if you ever want to go in your settings without actually clicking the settings here, and it's a little bit more convoluted, obviously you want to check to see if you have any software updates. Just try the Moto app, please. It's very great, I promise. All right, the next thing we're going to talk about, I use social media a lot on this, on my phones and things like that. So mainly Instagram, X, Facebook. I wonder how it runs on this, right? Well, let me tell you, it runs pretty good. So here's X. So, with X, you can kind of, do your scrolls here. It's got nice vivid colors as I've changed the vividness already. And, you can get pretty much the same kind of experience. I mean, it's very smooth. I mean, it does have some kind of like stoppages, lags, things like that. But it is as smooth as you can get. And for $200, as I mentioned before, you can't get any better than that. So it does have nice little landscape mode, all that. And it is a very good looking, display with X. Now let's talk about Instagram. Let's go or Facebook. So it does have, the Facebook animations. It pops right up, no issues. Just a little delay whenever you're trying to, open it back up. And you do have all of your features up top here on this nice, beautiful display. No issues. I've experienced nothing at all. So you can just go ahead and update this and get the latest software to make it run as smooth as possible. And then let's go ahead and look at Instagram. So you tap on Instagram and let's see what pulls up. So once again, you got that nice Instagram look. It's full screen. You got all of, your friends followed pages, nothing missing. The pictures are vivid. You're not going to miss anything. And with $200, this is amazing. I mean, look at that quality. This is an AI generated photo and edited, and it's just gorgeous with this display on Instagram. So with the Moto G 2026, you're going to get amazing display with your social media, things like that. All right, the next thing I wanted to talk about is YouTube. So I'm a big YouTuber, as you can see right now, wink, wink. And you can get on YouTube. I just want to show you a couple of things of how it sounds or whatnot. So, here's a short. This is what it sounds like.
Honda Civics have been around a long time, but they had one big knock. People said they're ugly little cars with no room inside, but they really aren't anymore. I wouldn't call this ugly, and I certainly wouldn't call this ugly, and I wouldn't call this small either. I'm not a tiny guy.
I like this guy. He's very good with the car reviews and repairs, so I like that. So let's go ahead and look at, maybe some videos and just see what it sounds like.
Sasuke would have never won against Naruto. To many, this may seem very obvious since Sasuke literally lost. However, there is a small subsection of the fandom that likes to proliferate the idea that Sasuke was somehow cheated out of a win and that Naruto only won due to plot armor. This is an obvious 99% of the time. This isn't gonna be a power scaling video per se, as that's not really. Could have been a motherfucker. Could have been a motherfucker. Could have been a motherfucker. Bitch.
All right, so as you can see, YouTube works wonderfully with this Moto G 2026. And you're getting all of this, and I'm going to say it over and over again, for the price of $200. Can't beat that. Now, let's just go ahead and wrap this video up. Now, is this the best phone ever? No. I've already mentioned that this is a middle tier, budget-friendly phone. It does have some different lag speeds that you are pretty much not used to if you're coming from any kind of powerful Snapdragon chip, any A1 chip, A chip from Apple, or M1 or 4 or 5, whatever. It's not going to blow you away with smoothness and just, there will be some times where some apps do crash just because of the nature of this chip that's in here. Very budget friendly. I would stress it's budget friendly. However, if you had $200 to spend on the phone, this is it. You're getting the full value and worth from this phone alone. It doesn't have fast wireless charging. It doesn't have, always on display, but it just works. I don't know what to tell you. And then the added bonus that you're getting getting over those flagship phones is that you're getting an input, a 3.5 millimeter jack. You can listen to your music with any kind of headphone sets you got. And you don't have to worry about buying wireless because it's not as good quality anyways, sound wise. Then you're getting an expandable storage slot right here. So the 128 gigs of storage that you're already receiving on this phone internally, you can upgrade that as big as you want. So you can all that for the low price of $200. Duh, I would get it. So you got extra $200 or you want to get your, children or somebody, close to you a phone just to keep tabs, whatnot. This is it. This keeps them entertained. It keeps the video smooth. It keeps all of that together. And you're getting all this for $200. I can't stress enough. Now, would I go and, start investing in Motorola, right away? I would look at the market and see, what else could be coming up in 2026. But this is a really good start or good ending to 2025. This wonderful budget-friendly phone from Motorola, the Motorola G 2026. Now, if you're into longer battery life or whatnot, you can pay the extra, I believe it's like an extra 50 or 60 bucks to get the Moto G Power. But I think this is the sweet spot when it comes to these Motorola phones that came out. You definitely don't want to go super duper cheap with the Moto G Play, because that's just basically, a child phone, and the kids are getting more and more advanced nowadays. So that's not going to fly. So you definitely want to get something that's going to work, and this is going to work. In my experience with the battery life, all that, it just works. Now, let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you picking up the 2026 Moto G, the G Power, or the G Play? Let me know in the comments below. But for me, I'm out. This is Julian Tech Reviews. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Peace.